Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillah wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah. Rabbi shrah li sadri wassiri amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana innaka antal alimul hakim. La haula wala quwwata illa billahil aliyyil azim. Okay, brothers and sisters, welcome again. So this will be the financial mathematics application second session. So what we are going to do today is to first we look into the previous session, what we have learned. Kita revisit balik. Okay. So first, what we have learned last week in the previous session to learn to understand the notation. Okay. So the notation ni first yang kita gunakan adalah SMPL. Kalau gunakan Casio calculator. SMPL ni for simple interest calculation, whereby when you press SMPL, the first thing, the mode 2, you will get 365. Then DYS ada I percent, and then we have PV. Yang ini adalah pengiraan simple interest calculation, yang mana there is no compounding effect. So second one is the CMPD. CMPD ni kita gunakan untuk compound interest calculation. Yang ini banyak kita pakai. Okay, when we press CMPD, what we notice is that dia akan keluarkan mode with either end mode or begin mode. So from the assessment that we have gone through, I noticed that still ramai lagi yang still tak boleh nak grab dia punya difference between end and begin. Okay, later on kita akan review the assessment and tengok kat mana kesilapan tu kita buat. CMPD ni beside mode, end mode or begin mode, kita ada end, I percent, PV, FV, PMT kan. Yang ini menggunakan compound interest calculation yang mana ada compounding effect. Baik, kemudian tu kita juga go through lump sum, PV, present value and FV ataupun future value. Yang mana tak melibatkan annuity, followed by PV and FV with annuity, iaitu PMT. So dekat sini the difference ni lump sum dengan annuity, kita tengok dia punya effect dia dekat begin and end mode. I repeat again, dia punya effect of lump sum PV and FV without annuity, tak ada PMT. Begin and end mode will get the same answer. Bila ada PMT saja, barulah the effect of begin and end mode will be effective. Okay? Dia akan berbeza. Kalau begin lain jawapan, end mode lain jawapan. So we also cover amortization, AMRT, to look into the outstanding balance of home mortgage. So second is the application of simple interest only for car financing dengan the personal financing. Maknanya dia gunakan rule of 78, dia punya calculation. Kemudian tu, the rest will be using compound interest. Application ni banyak gunakan compound interest ni. For example, kita gunakan untuk calculation of home mortgage. Kita akan guna dalam risk management need analysis, yang mana yang ini ada involve PMT yang ada adjusted return, yang mana kita akan cover hari ni. Kemudian tu kita gunakan untuk children education fund and hush fund. Kita gunakan untuk asset allocation analysis later. Yang ini at the moment saya tak berani nak bagi lagi pasal yang ni a bit complicated. And then lastly, we use compound interest ni for calculation in the retirement plan. Today in our exercise kita akan involve just a basic retirement plan punya calculation, gunakan return adjusted to inflation. That is the last week for what we have learned. Now kita akan review dia punya assessment 1. Until last night cuma 13 yang responded to the assessment. Okay, the reason I do the assessment ni is to find out from you which area that you are still lacking ataupun ada weaknesses. Okay, so that is the reason. Then before that, I would like to congratulate Dato' Rashid for scoring 100%. So congratulations and thank you, Dato' Rashid, for your courage. Okay, so kita number one ni dia punya soalan adalah tentang simple. Yang ni memang simple interest calculation. Find the value of 80,000, save a simple interest rate of 8% per annum for 10 years. So apa yang kita buat adalah kita gunakan SMPL, kita letakkan the value of 10 times 365 for DYS. I% kita remain at 8, PV kita letakkan 80,000. So bila kita solvekan all, kita akan dapat dua jawapan, two answers. One is simple interest, which is SI, and then the other one is SFV. In the multiple choice question, normally bila dia letak A, B, C, D, dia akan letakkan SI punya value, dia akan letakkan SFV punya value. So if you put the wrong value, then you get your answer will be wrong. Okay, contoh dalam soalan ni 64,000 is actually dia punya SI, dia punya simple interest punya value. So if you wrongly calculate, kalau you press SI ataupun you press all, but you take the SI punya value, then you salah. Okay, so kat sini kita tu ada 3 orang buat mistake yang sama, dia ambil SI punya value. Okay. Ataupun mungkin yang buat mistake ni dia tak gunakan Casio calculator, dia gunakan normal calculator, yang mana dia buat manual gunakan formula. So 64,000, the formula is PV times I times N. Itu adalah untuk dia punya interest, the total interest. Yang untuk SFV pula, kalau gunakan formula, dia gunakan formula PV, ada kurungan 1 plus I times N. So that is the formula for the punya total payment over period of 10 years. So kat sini ada 10 orang yang betul, 3 orang yang salah. So and then we go to the next question. Find the value of 80,000 invested at compound rate of 8% for 10 years. Punya value tu sama, cuma sekarang ni gunakan compound interest punya calculation. Kita tak gunakan simple interest calculation. So kat sini I found out that all 13 bagi jawapan yang betul. Okay, 100%. So yang ini gunakan CMPD. I think semua dah familiarise dengan CMPD punya calculation. So the third one, instead of investing 80,000 in lump sum, you invest 8,000 a year for 10 years when the investment pays dividend of 8% per annum. So kalau tadi itu kita gunakan lump sum, namanya invest 80,000 lump sum. Now dia minta kita tukar, instead of lump sum 80,000, we invest 8,000 a year, meaning that 8,000 a year ni is annuity. That means 8,000 tu adalah PMT. So yang ini pun out of 13, 12 yang betul, cuma seorang aja yang bagi jawapan salah. Mungkin kerana dia ambil 8,000 tu bukan PMT tetapi dia letak sebagai PV. So if you wrongly put the value dalam the calculator, you get different answer. Then your answer be wrong. Okay, number 4, find the present value of 1 million at 25 years time. When you must find the PV, maknanya 1 million ni adalah FV. So dia punya N is 25, dia punya I is 6%. So yang ini ramai yang betul. Number 5, ada 2 orang yang salah kat sini. How much you must invest to get a regular income of 60,000 per annum at the beginning of the year for 25 years if investment would yield a weighted average return of 10%. Regular income ni maknanya regular income per annum, 60,000 per annum, which is PMT. To get 60,000 per annum every year for 25 years. Contohnya retirement. When you retire, you want to get 60,000 per year. And then you must receive that at the beginning of the year. Kalau retirement, when you retire je, you get the 60,000. Kalau at the end of the year, you get the 60,000 after 1 year, you retire. The beginning of the year tu bermakna gunakan begin mode. Okay, yang ini ramai yang betul. Baik. Okay, we move to the next one. If you could save 1,200 a month. Sini dia kata a month from your salary. So automatically kita akan gunakan N mode. Itu yang pertama. On regular basis for the next 15 years. So the N is 15. How much you could generate at the end of the horizon? If the dia punya return of investment adalah 15%. We must look for future value. I adalah 15, N adalah 15 times dengan 12, which is 180. When you times N dengan 12, yang I ni you must divide by 12. So the PMT is 1,200. N is 180 after you time dengan 12. The I tu 15 divide by 12. So kat sini 8 orang betul. Dah bagi jawapan dia 802208. Okay, number 7. From the cash flow analysis of your client, you found out that he has a surplus of 45,000 every year. Ingat tak masa kita buat cash flow tu ada either we have deficit ataupun surplus. So daripada surplus tu kita akan gunakan untuk three things. One is additional takaful coverage, second is children education, and third one is hush fund. After we deduct all these three, kita akan dapat dia punya net surplus. As if that katakanlah the net surplus is 45,000 every year. Now the 45,000 will be invested dalam investment for retirement purposes. N is 20, I is 8%. 45,000 tu is PMT. Kalau kita faham soalan ni, dia ada surplus every year. Every year ni maknanya dia akan dapat 45,000 tu at the end of the year. So bila at the end of the year, kita akan gunakan N mode. Okay, now question 8 to 10 are based on the following case. Okay, yang ini macam ni as if that when you put yourself as advisor to Puan Rose. Puan Rose approach you and inform you that dia punya daughter Amelia need 189,201 in 15 years time. When Amelia turn 18, dia perlukan 189,201 to study dekat college. This is the total cost. You are recommending to her of your investment product that can give a long-term return of 12%. Puan Rose is very delighted and asks you to calculate how much she need to invest today. Okay, now we mark the word today. So if you have certain wording like today, beginning of the month, beginning of the year, now, so it will show yang mode kita gunakan adalah begin mode. Now, the first question, dia tanya, she need to invest in lump sum value. So kat sini, semua bagi jawapan yang betul. So you need to find dia punya PV. How much you invest. So the first question is PV. So ada efek tak PV ni kalau end mode dengan begin mode? Okay, tak ada efek. So it will give the same answer. Okay, now when you tell Puan Rose, you need to invest 34,566 today. Okay. Puan Rose kata dengan you, sorry, but I don't have that kind of money. I don't have 34,000 at the moment. I can issue check to you at the moment, and not possible for me. Alternatively, can you calculate? Okay, that will come the second question. Second question, if she prefer to invest on yearly basis, can you calculate for me on yearly basis? Okay, tadi kalau kita tengok the previous one, lump sum 34 kan, yang tadi tu PV. So dia kata sekarang dia kata on yearly basis. Automatically you must know that they ask for PMT. Now you go back to your calculator, tadi you dapat PV punya answer, okay, 34,566. So yang tu you delete and then you move to PMT, you solve dekat PMT. If your calculator in the end mode, you will get answer of 5075. Yang mana ramai orang yang buat silap kat sini, dia tak gunakan begin mode, dia gunakan end mode. Baik, so that is PMT, yang mananya on yearly basis. You tell Puan Rose, now if you don't have that kind of money, 34,500, I calculate for you for on yearly basis. Okay, you need to pay only 4,531 per year, and then you must invest now. I mean, save with me now. Okay, Puan Ros kata pula, coincidentally kata I have some commitment, 4,000 pun akan commit. Okay, so dia cakap dengan Puan Ros, okay, now Puan Ros, I calculate for you on monthly basis. Okay, just now on yearly basis. Now on monthly basis. Okay, buka N into month. Okay, N tu tadi 15 years to turn into month. The time dengan 12 become 180. So yang I tu tadi 8% akan divide by 12. Okay, tu dapat monthly punya rate. Yang N dia times 12, I dia divide by 12. So you get the monthly punya figure is 375 at begin month. Okay, ramai yang buat salah kat sini. Because biasanya when kita salah kat sini pun kita akan salah juga. Okay, brothers and sisters, if you have any question at this juncture, please post your question dekat chat. PMT can explain. Can you elaborate sikit?
PMT ni I selalu mistaken sikit lah. Can you explain a little bit when to we nak pakai apa annuity you cakap tadi kan, then you baru pakai PMT ya.
Okay. Bila ada annuity saja kita akan gunakan PMT. Kalau katakanlah dia ask for yearly basis, kata okay, contohnya kat sini contoh je kat sini Puan Ros punya case, mula-mula dia kata kat sini dia kata how much she need to invest today. Tetapi dia tak sebut whether dia nak invest lump sum ataupun period, annuity secara bulanan ataupun tahunan. Okay. So the first one kita kata need to invest lump sum. Katakan kita gunakan lump sum punya value. So when lump sum value kita akan gunakan PV, present value. So then the next one, yang ini annuity. Kata on yearly basis ni maknanya dia akan berlaku regularly. Kalau yang tadi tu yang PV dia gunakan sekali one off. Dia invest one sekali. Yang ini dia kalau kata on yearly basis ni dia kena invest, kena menyimpan selama 15 tahun. Every year kena apa. So meaning that PMT tu adalah menyimpan sebanyak 4,531 tu setahun, every year. Setahun sampai 15 tahun. Okay, baru dia dapat dia punya figure.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So similarly kalau monthly basis tu kita cuma tukar je lah yang dia punya N tu into month, dia punya I pun kita kena convert into month. Okay. Farizah tanya macam mana nak clearkan data yang dah key in dalam financial calculator. Replace dia punya figure dalam calculator tu dekat mana? Dekat N ke, dekat I ke, dekat PV ke, dekat FV ke. Okay. Yang lain tu kita letakkan as zero. The mistake done by most people. Contohnya katakanlah sekarang ni, for example lah, I give you the example of Puan Ros tadi. Okay, mula-mula dia dah cari PV. Dia dah dapat 34,566. Okay. Now, the next question dia kata on yearly basis, dia nak cari PMT. Dia pergi ke PMT, dia solve dekat PMT without deleting PV punya figure tadi. Patutnya apa yang kita perlu buat, kita kena zero the PV before we go into PMT and solve dekat PMT. Baik. Brothers and sisters, I think kita go for kita punya material which is growing annuity. Okay, now growing annuity ni kita akan gunakan adjusted rate of return. Adjusted rate of return ni ataupun kita pakai sebagai adjusted I ataupun return adjusted to inflation or return adjusted to growth. Dia akan melibatkan growth rate, kita akan gunakan G. Growth rate ni for salary. Contohnya dalam case of ataupun kita nak gunakan, kita nak kira retirement plan. Orang yang ada EPF ni maknanya dia punya contribution to EPF tahun ni dengan tahun depan berbeza. Kenapa? Kerana dari growth of salary. Bila salary dia bertambah, dia punya contribution to EPF pun akan bertambah. Okay. So yang itu gunakan gross rate of salary tu become G. Selain daripada tu, kita akan gunakan inflation rate. Jadi kalau kita gunakan formula yang di bawah ni, kalau kita gunakan G, dia akan jadi G lah kat bawah ni. Okay. Kalau kita gunakan I, inflation, dia akan jadi I kat bawah ni. Benda ni depend on kita punya kegunaan, application kita. When we apply this, untuk apa? Untuk salary, kita gunakan G, gross salary. Untuk yang lain-lain, kita gunakan inflation, kita gunakan I. Yang atas ni, return ni sama je. Rate of return become R. Okay. Return ni yang mana kita kena adjust tu sama ada gross ataupun I yang kat bawah ni. Baik. So far so good. Baik. Now, saya kata saya gemar gunakan formula tu pasal apa, kita boleh letakkan dalam Casio calculator kita. Dalam barisan dekat I percent tu, kalau return yang adjusted to inflation, you need to key in dia punya formula kat sini dalam calculator tu, yang mana contohnya saya bagi kat sini, rate of return adalah 6 and then dia punya inflation ataupun I adalah 5%. Okey, apa yang kita buat dekat Casio calculator tu, dekat barisan I percent tu, kita boleh letakkan formula yang mana formula ni bermula dengan open bracket. Kalau kita tengok dekat calculator tu ada satu button yang open bracket. Kita tekan open bracket, kita type in 106. Yang 106 ni adalah rate of return 1 plus R. R ni adalah 6%. Bila ataupun 0.06. So 1 plus 0.06 dia akan become 1.06. Yang I 1 plus I ni, which I is 5%. So ataupun 0.05. So 1 plus 0.05 become 1.05. Minus 1 times dengan 100. Execute. Nak tekan di mana di calculator? Okay, Puan Fariza. We must in the CMPD mode. Dekat bawah N tu kan ada I percent. So kita nak tekan tu dekat barisan I percent tu. So kita key in dekat situ, dekat barisan I percent tu. Kita key in open bracket 1, atau kalau nak senang, kita boleh tegur saja, kita tekan open bracket 106, yang sama macam tadi kan, divide 105 minus 1 time 100, execute. So yang tak ada Casio calculator tu, ia kena buat manual calculation. Sebab by manual calculation tu mungkin you can give answer, dia punya answer tu gunakan up to 4 decimal point kat sini. Okay, dia punya application kita bagi contoh dalam risk management, need analysis. Okay, dalam risk management ni, kalau kita tengok dalam case study, semua case study dia ada risk management dan need analysis. Okay, apa kita kena buat? Kita kena buat justification. So from the expenses of the couple, of the family itu, kita buat justification. Contohnya grocery, so kena maintain ke ataupun reduce. Eating out kena maintain ataupun reduce. Closing kena maintain ataupun kena reduce. So those are the thing yang kita kena buat justification. So bila kita kira the total of apa yang kita dah buat justification tu, kita buat total, kita akan dapat one figure. Yang mana that figure is the amount of the expenses needed by the family if the breadwinner, normally the breadwinner, the husband dies. Okay, now in this example, from your justification on Rahizam family punya expenses, the total required for the family, if something will happen to him, the requirement for the family is 68,750 ringgit per year. So meaning that after doing the justification tadi, so the total you dapat adalah 68,750. So that is the punya amount of the expenses needed by the family per year. Kemudian tu expansion kat sini, his youngest daughter is 2 years old. He plans to provide his family with expenses immediately after his demise. Okay, I bold dia punya apa tu, dia punya the wording. This is the key word yang menunjukkan bahawa pengiraan tu mesti it begin mode. Meaning that dia meninggal aja, the takaful company will give the takaful proceed to the family. But instead of getting the whole amount, Rahizam bila dia buat takaful ni, dia dah combine dengan estate planning, meaning that the takaful proceed will go to the trustee company instead of going to the family directly. They go to the trustee company. So the trustee company will keep the money on trust, then invest the money dalam investment return, giving return of 6%. Contoh kat sini 6%. Okay, so every year the family will get 68,750. Contoh lain, katakanlah dia kata dia plan to provide his family with the expenses after his demise saja. Dia tak sebut perkataan immediately. So after his demise, maknanya kita akan gunakan default mode, which is end mode. Bermakna bila dia meninggal, when Rahizam dies, so the trustee company will provide the family with 68,000 1 year after the demise. Okay. Kalau yang immediately, trustee company will give immediately 68,750 to the family. So now kita dah bagi investment return at 6%. Calculate the takaful coverage sufficient based on, the first one is capital intact method. Second one is capital liquidation method. By taking inflation rate of 4% until his daughter finishes her studies in 22 years time. Okay. Kat sini dia ada two method. One is intact, one capital intact, the other one is capital liquidation method. Yang capital intact ni, dia punya capital will remain intact, will remain ataupun kita panggil sebagai capital preservation method. The capital will be preserved, will not be consumed. Now we calculate. The first, kita gunakan capital intact method without taking inflation into consideration. Maknanya kat sini tidak ada IA ataupun tidak ada return adjusted to inflation. So katakan dia bagi 6%, kita akan gunakan 6% saja tanpa ada pengiraan apa-apa. Okay. So capital intact method, dia punya cara to calculate, kita ada dua cara. Manual calculation, okay, using begin mode, yang mana PMT itu adalah 68,750. I is 6%. We must look for PV. So dia punya formula dia is PV equal to PMT divide by I percent tadi. To make it begin mode, so you have to plus with another PMT. Yang ini adalah end mode. So to make it begin mode, you must plus with another PMT. 6875 divide by 6% ataupun 0.06 plus 68750. So you will get the answer of 1214583.33. Siapa dapat answer yang berbeza, please highlight to me. Okay. Okay, baik. So itu cara yang pertama yang menggunakan manual calculation. Manual calculation menggunakan calculator biasa. But if you choose to use Casio calculator, kita gunakan CMPD, begin mode. So PMT kita key in 68750. I dia kita key in 6. Okay. Okay, now N dia kita letakkan sebagai 1000. Why 1000? Because 1000 ni adalah as if as infinity. Okay. So the PV, kita press PV, kita solve kat PV, kita akan dapat jawapan dia 1214583.33. Sama macam kita gunakan manual punya calculation. Okay. So it will give the same answer. Okay.
Tak dapat lah Ji. Ji, lain sikit lah Ji. Saya punya lain sikit lah Casio yang dia punya answer PV ni. Okay, okay. Okay, kalau Casio tu mungkin I can advise. Kenapa dapat lain PV tu, mungkin dekat if you check your FV ada tak value kat FV. Every zero.
FV0, PMT,
PMT 68750 kan, sama.
I is 6
I is 6 betul.
and dia 1000.
And 1000. Begin mode.
Begin mode.
One,
Apa
one,
ni?
one, one.
Dekat
PV dia 1197649. Lari je.
1197649 kat bawah tu C over Y dengan P over Y equal to 1 kan?
Okay.
Bawah
Every P over Y 1.
Okay. C over Y 1.
C over Y. C over Y 2
Tu ikut
Tu juga.
tukar tu. Itu 1.
Oh, apa maksud dia je?
Okay, yang itu kita gunakan berapa kali kita nak bayar setahun. Dia punya berapa
itu You are the Sifu lah, betul lah.
At this point, jangan usik yang dua-dua tu. P over Y dengan C over Y tu jangan tukar. So yang tu remain at 1 aja. So bila you tukar 1,
betul jawapan. Betul jawapan.
you solve balik kan dekat PV kan?
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, welcome. Yang ini kita tidak ada take inflation into consideration. Kita tak tukar I ni. Kita tak tukar. Kalau kita tukar, katakanlah ada efek, kita ambil inflation punya figure kat sini, kita gunakan IA, kita gunakan formula tadi tu, dia akan jadi different kat sini. So dia punya answer will be different. Dia akan jadi besar. Jadi kalau capital intake method ni, kalau kita masukkan inflation into consideration, the number will be big number. Okay. Dia bukan lagi 1 juta, dia akan jadi 3, 4 ataupun mungkin 6 juta. Okay, depending on the inflation rate. The more inflation, the bigger the value will be. Okay, now second method gunakan capital liquidation method by taking inflation rate of 4%. Sekarang ni kita gunakan inflation rate of 4% until his daughter finishes study in 22 years time. Dekat sini kita tengok ada dua benda, iaitu dia gunakan I, the return of 6% tu we must adjust it to inflation of 4%. Kemudian tu kita kat sini kita end dia ada period of 22 years. Yang tadi tu tak ada period, tadi tu forever ataupun infinity, dia tak habis. Yang ini dia ada period sampai 22 tahun saja. So that's why we call like capital liquidation method. Now, kita tengok dulu adjusted return, dia punya calculation dia. Kita tahu yang dia punya return of is 6%, which is dia punya return of investment, ROI. And then dia punya inflation is 4%. I percent is 4. Okay. So that is the adjusted return. So using formula, kalau kita this is the formula, dekat dalam kita punya calculator, dekat ruangan I percent tu, dekat CMPD, kita letakkan dia punya figure of 106 for return, divide 104 for inflation, minus 1 tutup bracket time 100, execute. So kita akan dapat jawapan dia. Kalau kita tengok calculator tu, kalau kita panjangkan calculator dia punya I tu, kalau kita buka dia punya calculator, kita besarkan dia punya calculator tu, kita akan dapat jawapan tu in 15 decimal point. Bila kita kira dalam kita punya calculator kita gunakan CMPD begin mode. Why begin mode? Kita kata tadi, kerana apa? Kerana dia kata tadi immediately after his demise. So dia punya keyword is immediately. So PMT is 685750. IA dia kita masukkan formula tu tadi. Kita execute je kat situ. So N dia adalah 22. So kita scroll up to kita dapatkan PV dia, kita solve kat PV, kita akan dapat 1247384.82. For those yang kira IA dia separately dan dia ambil dia punya figure tu, dia akan dapat figure dia 1.9231. Okay, yang kalau kita kasi tadi, kalau kita dah yang panjang ni, kita pendekkan dia jadi 4 decimal point, dia akan jadi 1.9231. Okay, kalau kita gunakan IA dia, kita masukkan yang ini je, maka kita solve kat PV, dia akan dapat jawapan dia as 1247382.07. So meaning that dia punya differences yang kalau kita gunakan formula ni, dengan kita meletakkan dia punya figure saja up to 4 decimal point, dia akan dia different dekat ujung tu je. So but you will not be penalized for accuracy. Yang ini tak kira. You letakkan 1247238.4.82, you letakkan 1247385, 1247382.07 or 1247382 saja pun tak apa. So you akan dapat full mark on this. Okay. So now we look into application in the Children Education Fund. Sunlai kata dia nak he want to send his 8-year-old daughter for a 4-year degree course when she turned 18. Now dia punya daughter is 8 years old. When she turned 18, berapa tahun tu dia punya is 10 years. Okay, dia ada masa 10 years. So he calculated that the cost of tuition fee and living expenses at that time bila turn 18 tu adalah 48,900. Meaning that sekarang ni kalau tuition fee dengan living expenses both is 25,000 per year. Kalau dia increase 5% per year for 10 years, dia akan jadi 48,900 per year. So that is the effect of inflation. Now dia kata masa the daughter is 18, dia nak kira what is the total cost. The punya cost of studying plus living expenses is 48,900 per year. And then the cost inflate at 5% per year. If an investment giving return of 8% could be realized throughout the period, what is the total cost of Sun Lai need to have for this purpose? What is the total cost yang dia perlu sediakan? So kalau if we draw a timeline, kita nampak macam ni, okay. And then kita letakkan dia punya 48,900 ni, 48,900 as PMT. So this is during dia punya studying time, 4 years punya studying time. Per year, the daughter need 48,900. So become PMT. So the cost will inflate at 5% per year. So every year, so it will grow. So that's why we call it growing annuity. It will grow at 5% per year until 4 years. Studying 4 years punya ni, dia kata degree course. So the end is 4. Okay. So throughout the period, dia punya return of investment, dia letakkan dalam satu investment yang bagi return of 8%. Okay. So we need to find the PV. So what is the total lump sum needed for Sun Lai to pay to university first year 48,900. The remaining of the fund will be kept in the investment giving return of 8%. So after 1 year dia akan bagi 8% punya return. So the next year dia akan bayar pula to the university 48,900 plus 5% punya increment. So dia dah bayar tu, the remaining will be kept in the investment giving return of 8% per year. So adjusted return kita kira dia punya R dia adalah 8 ataupun 8% which is the ROI. And then dia punya I dia adalah rate of inflation adalah 5%. So return 8%, inflation 5%. So IA dia gunakan formula ni in our calculator, we can just key in dekat I percent punya row tu, kita open bracket 108 divide by 105 minus 1 tutup bracket time 100 execute. Dia akan bagi dia punya answer of 2.857142857142 yang sampai up to 15 decimal point. Okay. So what we need to do is to calculate for this, we need to go into CMPD in begin mode. Okay, now why begin mode? Because tadi dia tak ada cerita pun pasal immediately ke ataupun now ke ataupun beginning of the year ke. Why begin mode? It depend on the application of education fund. So normally when we study dekat mana-mana pun, we have to pay first. We pay and then we study. So that's why dia punya mode we use is begin mode. So PMT is 48,900. I is become IA. Kita key in with open bracket 108 divide 105 minus 1 close bracket time 100 execute. And then N dia adalah 4. So we scroll down up to PV, solve kat PV, kita akan dapat jawapan dia 187,599.88. So that is dia punya total amount of education cost for 4 years punya degree cost. Ataupun kalau kita gunakan IA dia up to 4 decimal point 2.8571. So kita akan dapat jawapan dia similar, very similar to peter formula. So you can use either way.
Minus sign tu dekat mana? Because I dapat jawapannya minus. So because apa? PMT tu kena buat minus ke?
You want to tell the calculator that you are paying to the university of 48,900. When you pay, you letak minus kat situ kan. Yeah. When you letak PMT minus, dekat PV tu you akan dapat jawapan dia positif. Kat sini there's no minus kat sini. So bila kat sini positif, there is no minus. So you akan dapat jawapan dia as minus 187,599.88. Itu je dia punya difference.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, next application, okay, we look into retirement plan. Although we have not touched retirement plan yet. Tadi pun education plan tu kita belum belajar lagi, tapi kita in calculation, we can calculate. With relate to adjusted I ataupun the return adjusted to inflation. Application of in the retirement plan, okay, for example, Daniel is 35 years old and planning to retire from work in the pharmacy at age of 55. Maknanya dalam masa 20 tahun. Dia nak kerja 20 tahun. So 55 dia nak retire. So his current contribution to EPF, dia ada contribute to EPF. So the current contribution to EPF is 11,880 per annum. His employer increases his salary 6% per year. Maknanya dia salary growth is 6% per year. Okay, now in the previous application, in the education plan, kita gunakan I. Inflation of the studying cost. The study cost tu dia punya inflate 5%. So kita kena guna I. This time, kita gunakan salary growth. Okay? Salary growth of 6%. Okay, assuming EPF dividend remains at 5% per annum, what is his net present value of the EPF contribution? Assuming EPF dividend remain at 5% per annum, so you need to calculate what is the present value of his future EPF contribution. Maknanya this year the contribution is 11,880. So next year the salary become 9,000 plus 6% daripada 9,000. Okay, so the salary dah increase. So bila the salary increase, dia punya contribution of to EPF also increase. So the punya contribution will keep on increasing the contribution until 20 years time. From 35 years old until 55. Okay, 20 years, dia punya duration, and the 20 years. So we need to find what is the punya present value of the future contribution. The present value tu, we need to find out. So that is the explanation. Now, we need to draw a timeline. Okay, now PMT is 11,880. Salary growth is 6%. So PMT ni is the contribution of EPF from the current salary. And then salary will increase at 6% ataupun grow at 6% per annum until 20 years time. And the end is 20. The dividend of EPF will remain at 5% throughout the period of 20 years time, 20 years period. So what we need to find is we need to find the PV, the present value of the future contribution of EPF. So this is important for you to calculate the future value. Before you calculate the future value, you need to calculate the present value dulu. We calculate the adjusted return dulu. Now kita ada R dengan G. So jangan mistaken with these two. R is 5%, which is the EPF dividend. The G, the growth rate is 6%, which is the growth of salary. So the adjusted return using the formula of 1 plus R over 1 plus G, percentage, minus 1 times 100. So meaning that kalau dalam calculator tu we can kick in 10552 represent the return of EPF, okay, which is 5%. Initially 1.05. Kita buat to 105. Divide by 106, which is the salary growth. The growth of salary is 6%. So meaning that 106 ataupun 1 initially was 1.06 minus 1 close bracket time 100 execute. So the calculator will give an answer of IA dia minus 0.94339622641509433962264159. So now kita calculate in the CMPD using AND mode. Okay. So now kita gunakan AND mode. PMT dia 11880. Okay, IA dia kita boleh gunakan formula. Okay, macam ni, upper bracket 105 divide 106 minus 1 tutup bracket times 100 execute. End dia 20. Kita solve kat PV, kita akan dapat jawapan dia 282856.60. Ataupun you boleh masuk IA tu at up to 4 decimal point, dia akan jadi negative 0.9434. Dia akan dapat jawapan dia 262,856.71. So very small, dekat ujung saja. Okay, so dia tak ada significant sangat dia punya apa ni? Dia punya jawapan dia. So if you want to give the answer is 262,856 pun okay. Will be accepted. So that is the present value of the future contribution, EPF contribution up to 20 years time.
Tuan Haji nak tanya itu I mesti letak negatif Kalau tak negatif dia jawapan lain
Salah, jawapannya salah. Dia masih jawapan dia letak negatif. So the IA tu kalau kita letak manual, kita kena letak negatif kat depan dulu. Baru kita letak 0.9434. Negatif kat sini dia bagi tahu dekat kaitan dia punya interest ataupun dia growth rate is more than punya return. Mesti negatif.
Dia tak positif dapat jawapan lain.
Okay, jawapan lain lah. Okay, so kita dah tengok the application. We have seen the application dalam education fund and also in the retirement plan. Okay, retirement plan ni sebahagiannya, maknanya now kita cuma cari dia punya present value of the future contribution. Kita dapat when we get the PV of the future contribution of EPF. Now kalau kita nak tengok the future value upon retirement, berapa EPF yang dia ada. So kita kena letakkan ni sebagai PV, I dia sebagai I dia adalah return of ataupun dividend EPF 5%. Dia punya N 20, you calculate for FV. So that is dia punya value of EPF yang dia ada during retirement at 55. Okay, any other question? Any other question? Okay, tak ada. I think we have come to the end of the session. So sekarang ni Q&A pun no show the formula. Which formula, Wifan? Oh. Okay. Memang tak tunjuk lah Wifan because saja nak cakap sajalah. Okay. The formula dia kalau kita we come back to just now, we come back to the formula tu is you remain the PV. Okay, now when you get the answer dekat dalam in your calculator, you get the answer 262,856.60 kan. Okay, you need to find what is the future value 20 years time. Dia punya PV ni, what is the future value. So PV punya value ni, the figure ni you remain, you tukar I yang tadi tu I dia adalah negative 0.943534, you tukar kepada 5. N tak payah tukar, N remain at 20, you solve dekat FV.
Ini Haji, maksudnya ini lah untuk kira bila dia retirement fund tu dia shortfall berapa lah.
Shortfall berapa tu nanti kita akan come into retirement punya session yang nak to find the shortfall ataupun kita panggil funding gap. We need to find the funding gap. The funding gap ni is a long story. Okay, it's a long story. This is only a small portion of the retirement plan punya story. Okay. Okay, good. Okay, brothers and sisters, any other question? Now Q&A session. I hope semua faham can catch up on the growing annuity. When you are familiarized with the growing annuity, that means I'm sure that you can count him. Whatever question come to you. Okay, brothers and sisters, I think with that I conclude the session for this week, for today. So we will come back next week. I thank you very much for
terima kasih
your
sama.
attention. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Everybody.
You're most.
Sama-sama.
Sama puasa. Sama buka semua.
Selamat buka.
Buka.
Ayam goreng jangan lupa Cik Haji. Haji, ayam goreng jangan lupa.
Hari ni nak masak butter chicken.
Wow. Menarik. Pandai.
Hari ni kita
Tu Haji. Masya Allah.
Okay, brothers and sisters, I think I will conclude the punya session today. I end up with wabillahi taufiq. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much.
Okay,
Waalaikumsalam.
terima kasih semua.